Un, dos, tres, y... Okay. First, we're not drinking 6 of these. It'd be a very bad day tomorrow if we do that. Do I got everything I need? I do. What's up, everybody? Doug with Bread and Butter Pickleball. And this is going to be me, just solo, giving you guys an update on what is going on with the Loco pre-orders, shipping, logistics, anticipated arrival times, when we plan on shipping paddles. I've got some rough notes, but again, the purpose of this video is to go over the Loco stuff, just to give our friends, family, customers a heads up as to what's going on. I'm gonna make this quick. I'm very tired. I played pickleball this morning from 8 to noon, and it was pretty hot. I played pretty badly, but I did have someone say that I'm officially probably like a 3-8. My sweet spot. If I could stay between 3-8 and 4-0, oh man, that'd be glorious. First things first, let's go. What's most exciting? Oh, today's beer, we're drinking a High Lie. If you're from Florida, Cigar City, you know that beer. It's a classic. Let's go ahead and go over and look at some paddles first. I have these overwrapped with a white overwrap because it's the only color I had, but here they are, guys. The first look at the full production Locos. I have the elongated here, got the hybrid, and we have the standard. They turned out great, man. They're super clean. They look super retro with the natural grips on them. We're gonna work on trying to do some over grips that are like a brown color, which I think would be kind of cool. But really my grip choice is probably going to be like a pickleball lime green. It's gonna look fantastic with this paddle. They turned out great. I hit the production samples today. They hit great. We're very excited about these. If you've ordered, let me just go ahead and take the opportunity right now. Salute, thank you so much. I know Devin and Aurora and Tarina and our consultants and everybody else that works with us is very, very, very appreciative of all of the support. This paddle and the sales have been nothing short of incredible. I mean, it really, really has been incredible. And we can't wait for you guys to hit these things. Like, cannot wait. I've been demoing these for almost 2 months now. I did it again today, and I let 4 or 5 people who have never hit it before hit it, and people just love this thing right out of the box. No weight, just stock. And what these will do, I'm officially going to start adding some weights. I've been hitting the hybrid a lot. Really like the hybrid. I'm probably gonna add a little weight to it just to see what it does. But I mean, I've been hitting it just, what do the young kids say? I've been raw dogging this paddle for 2 months now. It's a little weird to say that, but yeah. I think Lewis from Pickleball Pursuit always says he raw dogs paddles, and I always think it's absolutely disgusting. You're a dirty, dirty little man, Lewis. A dirty little man. Anyway, I'm gonna add some weight and see how they do, but I wanted to say thank you to everyone who has ordered. And I'm gonna stop talking about these for 1 minute, but I'm gonna come right back in just a second to talk to you about the shipping dates. And let me just say this, boys and girls, we did what I love to do, and it's a hard decision when we make it, but we under promised, and it looks like we're not done yet. We have more to go, but it looks like we are over delivering on dates on this. We'll get into that in a minute. I want to quickly talk about these car seat towels. We just put these, they're on the website under the accessories tab, and they are a polyester microfiber. They get softer and softer. These are brand new, so they're not as soft, You wash these a few times and they get soft and they're great. They absorb moisture great. There's a hood built into the back side of them that will slip over the back of your car. I think this is too wide. No, it'll still fit. They slip over the back of your headrest on your car and keep your nasty, sweaty pickleball body off of your nice seats. And maybe you don't have nice seats. Maybe you got a shitty car. Put them on there anyway. Keep your car at a shitty level that's more acceptable and prevent it from getting more shitty. I guess you could say that's one way to say it. But anyway, we have a bunch of different colors. You can see we got a Fat Boy one. We've got an Invader one. We stole the art from the Nerdy Tourney and dropped the Nerdy Tourney. This is my favorite one. This is what's going in my truck. My wife's putting this in her truck too. Turned out super cool. We've got a tie-dye one. We've got some more simple patterns as well that I think people will like. But yeah, these turned out really, really cool. Let me put one on the back of the chair for the rest of this. This kind of matches my beer. Not really. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Yeah, look at that. Anyway, so they're available. I don't know. I think they're like 40 bucks, 39 bucks, 45 bucks, 30, 40 bucks, something like that. bnbpickleball.com. Go to the accessories tab. There is a car seat towels drop down. Click that. Buy now. Pay for baby mama to get her fingernails painted. Painting baby mama's fingernails. But yeah, let's circle back to the paddles. Let me pull out my phone real quick. We're going to talk dates. I'll tell you what we did when we ordered these paddles, what our plan was, and what ended up happening. I'm just going to put a few things in my bread and butter backpack here so I have less stuff in my pockets. And then we'll look at these dates and zip this thing up. Again, though, cannot reiterate enough. Thank you so much for all the orders. It's been amazing. And let's get into dates. If you ordered when people online, when is my paddle shipping? We are trying to keep you guys in the loop. That is the point of this video. Okay. So, as you know, Deb is in China, in Dongguan, and tells me we are on schedule. At least right now, that's what we've heard. We're on schedule. There's no problems. We've got the bubble wrap poly mailers that'll be here before we're ready to, or when we're ready to ship. The boxes are going to be here. I think they're actually already here or are going to be here in a few days. The hot sauce is here. I just got laid eyes on that. We're doing the original Loco sauce. If you're in the first 1,000 pieces, you're getting the full thing, the stickers, the hot sauce, the box, the whole unboxing. But let's go back to dates. Those first 2,500 pieces are leaving China on 9/26. Again, the first 2,500 pieces are leaving China by the 26th. The second 2,500 pieces will be leaving China by October 8th. So that first group leaving on the 26th, I'm gonna add, that's a Friday, let's not count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they will probably be here by October 3rd, and some paddles might go out, but I also think, hanging up on this call, it's more likely that we'll be shipping those out like the 6th and 7th. So here's how Aurora and I talked about it. If you ordered in pre-order window number 1, week 1, week 2, and week 3, you made it in pre-order number 1, which is pretty dope because if you go to bnbpickleball.com and you look at the chart, pre-order number 2 wasn't supposed to ship until 10/17 or 10/7 to 10/14, and pre-order number 3 wasn't supposed to ship until 10/14 to 10/21. I got news, you guys. All three of those pre-order windows will be shipping out if everything holds, like October, call it 6th through the 10th, and we think we can get all of them out. And it is about, as of right now, it's about 3,500 paddles. And so everybody in those first 3 weeks will be good. And some people into week 4 will also be shipped down to that. When you get into week 5, which is this week, you're probably not going to ship out that first week of October, call it the 3rd through the 7th, whatever. You'll probably be more like the 10th through the 12th, which, by the way, week 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that was 17 through 19, which is like this week, and that's not supposed to ship out until November 4th. We're beating the date on that too. We are beating dates. We're beating dates. So Now, little caveats. What if, or things that are beyond our control. If things get held up in customs, it could delay it. But overall, we feel like we are going to be beating dates big time. Now, let me go back to my chart. We also have another, call it 1,400 pieces and another 1,300 pieces. The 1,400 piece order is leaving by October 15th, and then there's another 1,300 pieces that are leaving on October 22nd. I'm not gonna lie to you, we don't know how we're going to do this yet, as far as like, we gotta get through shipping everything that has been ordered to date when the first batch and second batch get here. And I have a feeling we're gonna have some inventory. I don't think it's gonna be very much, like maybe 1,000 or 1,500 paddles that'll be in stock, like meaning we're shipping same day after we get all the initial pre-orders out. We are planning on running a pre-order again next week and the week after. But the moral of the story is, as long as everything stays on track production-wise, we're just going to be shipping earlier than we promised. Aurora said it best to me. She said, Dad, you don't want, we need to make sure that we don't overpromise like we've been saying the whole entire time. And she said, if you take the 5,000 pieces that'll all be here by 10/8, and then you take the other 1,400 pieces that leave on the 15th of China, and they're here, call it like the 22nd, and then another 1,300 that ship on the 22nd, and they'll be here, call it by like the last week of October. She thinks that all of that, the 5,000 plus the 1,400 plus the 1,300, are all going to be gone by the end of October. And I don't disagree with her, and here's why. And we've been talking about this. Forget the 1,380 pieces or 1,400 pieces and the 1,300 pieces that are later on the month. There's going to be 5,000 Locos hitting the streets sometime between 10, 6 or 7, all the way through like the 15th or 20th of the month. And when you take 5,000 paddles and they hit the street all at the same time, it becomes a giant, giant demo program. And so just think about it. I've bought paddles before, or had paddles, and someone's like, hey, let me hit this. And they were like, I want to see it. And I've let 2 or 3 people hit it, sometimes a day. But more likely just, if you figure every one of those people lets someone hit it, and on average it's 3 people per buyer, that is 15,000 demos happening between October 6th and October, call it 15th or 18th. And if the conversion rates are like I have seen with people hitting it locally, as far as being like, hey, I want this, I want to buy it now, I think we're going to be out of stock by the end of October with what inventory we have coming in. Which means, and leads me to my next issue, is when are more coming after that? And the answer is, and I'm not going to give you exact numbers of how many we brought in, but let me see, it's a lot more than that. There are a bunch more leaving China on 11/17. Whether or not we do pre-orders in November or not, I don't know. We might just keep them out of stock and announce that they're all going in stock on a certain date, like i.e. Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But we will have more than enough paddles at that point to fulfill everything. And if we don't, I'm moving to Costa Rica. Shutting the whole thing down, moving to Costa Rica. I'm gonna have a nice little yellow lab that I pet on the beach, and I'm gonna teach him how to go get me a what would the Costa Rican be? In Nicaragua, I'd have him go get me a Tonya. I don't know what Costa Rican beer is. I always drink rum when I'm down there. But anyway, totally off topic. I'm kidding. I'm not selling bread and butter if we sell those paddles, but I may go on vacation. My point is if you are interested in getting the Loco, I am fairly certain that it's going to be fairly obtainable to get one in October. But as soon as October is over, you're gonna have to wait until Black Friday and Cyber Monday. There may be a little bit of inventory there, but I think they're gonna go really fast. So yeah, as you're talking to people on the courts, whether you're an ambassador or you bought a paddle from us the first time, and you're talking to new friends that are interested in buying the paddle, I'm even having to put a sense of urgency here with local people, because they're like, hey, save me one. And I'm like, dude, it's bigger than that. I can't just save you one. I've probably had 50 people tell me to save them one. I've actually told them just order it online, and it's the best way to secure yours. So that's it. That's where we're at with the shipping. Trying to think if there's any other things that I want to talk about. I've had a bunch of people, we've had a bunch of people emailing us asking, how does the Loco compare to this paddle? Or how does the Loco compare to that paddle? And I will tell you that I'm not going to name paddle names or get into that. I've hit a couple of them. And I would say that ours feels really good. I think we feel, without naming names, I think when it comes to like floating core Gen 3 style paddles, I think we really do land in this very, very safe area for most players. There's paddles out there that you can, that are Gen 3 floating core paddles that you can get that are less money. They require, you know, a bunch of weight to put on the paddle, which requires you to tinker and try to figure out, you know, the best weight setup for you, and get online and hang out in Discord and on Reddit and ask people what their setups were. And like, maybe if you're into that, then that's great. But yeah, our paddle doesn't need all that weight to feel great. There's paddles that are also more powerful than ours. I've hit those paddles, and I personally, I'm like I mentioned, I'm a 3.5 to a 3.8, maybe a 4.0 on certain dates. I had a really hard time controlling that paddle. The first game that I got in with one of the more powerful paddles, I got my partner killed for like a solid hour straight until he asked me to put that paddle down and go back to the Loco. I was popping up every single ball, mishitting the ball, just kind of an erratic feel to it. And again, that's not, some people be able to tame that. I certainly was not able to. But the Loco just feels really, really controllable with power there when you want it, but it still has a nice sweet spot and a nice touch. And you get into a firefight, blocks feel great, flicks feel great, forehand, backhand flicks all feel good. They all feel like they have great finish power. And I think the best part about this paddle is that when there is a flick, or even with a drive, everything that I do with this paddle feels like I can put, like, I'm only swinging or reacting at 70%, I guess is how I would describe it, than I would with a Gen 2 normal polypropylene paddle. So I've had numerous people tell me, and I do feel the same way, the paddle does work for you. And it's great. I will tell you personally, I can't see myself going back to a Gen 2 polypropylene core. I really like it. And I'm not just saying that because I own Bread and Butter and we're trying to sell this paddle. I like them so much. I don't have any Gen 2s in this bag. They're all floating core paddles. I was gonna pull out a Gen 2. I like this paddle so much that there's a possibility that we will be getting rid of all Gen 2 paddles by the end of the year and switching over to variations of foam core paddles. In fact, if you're watching this, I'd like to hear your feedback. What do you think? Do you think that's a terrible move? Does that make you sad? Do you think that's us being progressive and keeping up with times and making a bet that foam is going to be it and believing it? I mean, I personally can see it. They're more durable. They feel better. They're more fun to play with. I don't know. I'd like to hear your comments. So anyway, guys, I don't have that much. That's all I wanted to do. And I've already gone long enough to tell you some dates, but I just want you all to know that I don't want to be vague. I don't have exact numbers yet of dates. And there's logistics that have to happen to make all this. I'm relying on DHL and Christina, who's really close with us and always makes sure our stuff goes smoothly. I got to make sure we don't get hung up in customs. But, you know, and that does happen. I mean, we had some paddles get hung up in customs yesterday, and it added another day. But the reality is with Devin over there and the dates that we see as we get closer, we think we've got a bunch of paddles leaving 8 days from today. So next week is the 25th. On Friday the 26th, we think they're out. And we think on October, probably 2nd through the 3rd, we're ripping paddles. We've got all kinds of local people helping us to ship them out. We're going to do it really fast. We just hired a new shipping guy. We're excited. We can't wait for you to have them. And again, moral of the story, if you want to grab one, grab it. If you've got friends and family that are on the fence that are thinking about it, let them know that they have time. They can still pre-order. They're going to get their paddle faster than what the website says as of right now. But At the end of the day, I don't think those are going to be available past October. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if as these paddles come in stock and if we leave some of the inventory that's coming in on pre-order, that 1,400 and 1,300 pieces, if we decide to leave those in pre-order mode with anticipated ship dates and all these other paddles are hitting the street, those things can sell out in like literally a week. A week, 4 days, 5 days, maybe it's 2 weeks, but the point is all that excess inventory could be gone by the end of the month. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Again, I cannot reiterate enough and say thank you enough to everyone. It means a lot to me and my family and our employees. This paddle, this move, the Loco, your support has brightened our 2025, and we're excited about 2026. So much money. It allows us to do more things, develop more products. Devin's over there sending us samples of all kinds of stuff that I don't want to get into because it's not done yet, but there's exciting things coming. So that's it. Anyway, thank you very much. If you ordered the Loco, thank you. If you haven't, get on the bus. Peace, and you guys have a great week.